Today on Food Journey, we're meeting and eating with Idi Arologun, designer and author of the culinary book Calabar Love Potions Revealed, as she shares the secrets behind creating authentic and delicious dishes from the South of Nigeria. And I'll tell you, we are in for a real education and a treat today, indeed. Idorian, welcome to Food Journey.
Thank you very much. I'm delighted to be here.
Calabar Love Potions Revealed. I'd love to ask you to tell us a little bit about where the story specifically comes from on the Nigerian map.
Talking about meals from the south of Nigeria, specifically meals from Akwa Ibom and Cross River states of Nigeria. The reason that it is called Love Potions is because Akwa Ibom people and Cross River people are known to make meals that are so interesting. They call them love potions.
Do you feel that there are certain ingredients from those regions where you can sort of seduce somebody with taste? Is that where you're really going with this?
Yeah, the ingredients, yes. As we go on, I'll probably mention a few things that I think would help when you are trying to make meals from that region. And yes, indeed, the ingredients play a role. And then, of course, the fact that it is, it requires a fastidious way of preparation. You go into it deliberately to get the right outcome.
So I think you're talking about passion here.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes,
now,
thank you.
Nigerians are very particular about how their traditional food is prepared and what taste result we're supposed to have from that. It's only really recently that we've seen chefs experimenting with traditional food, both in the way that the ingredients are used and also in its display and presentation. So I'd like to ask you, do you feel that there is a specific direction which one must take in cooking food from the region we're talking about today?
I would say that while the new twists and turns are welcome because life itself is dynamic, I would say that there are certain things you need to do sometimes for you to get the right outcome. So in those cases, you may not need to use your twists. What am I saying? For instance, if you are making, let me say ekpan nkukwo. Ekpan nkukwo is a pottage that involves wrapping of cocoyam in leaves, and then in the process, you get to pour hot water in a specific way. Allow the meal to steam before you stir. If you want to say, oh, it's my meal, I can cook it anyhow I want, and you go stirring that meal before the time, it's going to scatter. So there are certain things that you can do. Yes, you can decide on other twists. You can decide, I don't want periwinkle in my meal. That's not a major decision. You can decide, I want fish. I don't want, those are not, but there are some intricate things sometimes that we must pay attention to.
When making authentic food from this region in the South, how important is it, or what is the difference in taste in procuring your ingredients, say from Lagos, and procuring your ingredients from the South?
Oh, there is a huge difference. The ingredients from the South, some taste different. For instance, we have catfish everywhere. But for some reason, the catfish from those areas tastes, it is a whole lot of flavor. And I asked that question when I was doing my research, and I was told that it is the waters that is different. The water the fish grows in is different. I might as well add that same thing with the crayfish. And the third thing I tell people is that if you want your meals from the South different and tasting well, your palm oil also has to be right, because when you have those three ingredients right, which typically most meals contain those ingredients, you're on to, having a successful meal. Yes.
So let me ask you about the palm oil. What's the difference?
Well, the way they prepare it, without any additives, without it having funny taste, purely produced, so it works well in the soups. For me, I get most of my ingredients back home. I'm sorry, I'm a home girl. I get most of my ingredients back home, but I do know some vendors in Lagos now who bring those things to Lagos to sell, and I patronize them too.
Interesting, because I've been to Igbo markets and I was told that this Calabar crayfish, there's no sand, there's no this, there's no that. And, I was advised that take that. That's the best to have.
Yes. The crayfish, especially if if it's in this room, you would smell it. You will know that crayfish from that region is here. It is that potent. I don't know, but that's just the way it is.
So now, would you say that you have the true, authentic recipes? And why do you think that your recipes are the authentic, real thing?
Interesting. What I would say to that is this. There is a saying that one road does not lead to the market. As a matter of fact, I think Yorubas say onokon woja. Same thing, one road does not lead to the market. There might be different ways of cooking, and I'm just adding my voice to the other voices out there to say, you know what, this is one other method you can do this. So I'm not saying or claiming to be an authority. I'm just saying that if you go this way, you will get the results as well. So that's what I would say.
Very good answer. I'm quite used to seeing traditional food as something major that I'm going to sit down and it's going to make me quite full. But what would you say would be a typical snack, a popular snack from the region we're speaking about today?
Oh, we have a lot of snacks. As a matter of fact, in the book, I have a section for that where we talk about snacks. For instance, we have cassava, we call it editaiwa. And that's cassava, boiled cassava, sliced and eaten with either fish or coconut. That's one of the snacks we have. Then there's another one I really love. It's, we call it agidi akpoenang. Okay, so try and pronounce it.
Right.
Agidi akpoenang.
Agidi akpoenang.
Good.
Yes, I got it.
You know, agidi is like a ko in the West, okay? It is the one that has some bone marrow in it. So they prepare the pap, then you wrap the pap in leaves and drop a bone marrow in it. Now, it's also prepared with coconut. The milk is used in turning the pap instead of water. So it has this coconut flavor. It has the bone marrow. When I was little, for some reason, they wrap it in tiny wraps. They don't make it like moi moi today. And so you can eat up to 10, 15, and not really, yes. But it's really tasty. It's one of my favorite snacks. And I try to get it when I get home. But I found out that there's no particular place they sell it. They hawk it around. They hawk it around.
So it's not something that you would actually just go and make from day to day. It's a speciality.
It is a speciality, but then it's not difficult to make.
It's not difficult, but
yes.
I love the addition of the bone marrow.
Yes.
Because that's rich with flavor.
Yes.
So I can imagine sort of the creaminess that you're going to get from that.
You get it.
Delicious. So that's going to lead me to asking you, what are we going to prepare in the kitchen today? I say we because I want to get my hands in it as well.
Okay, that's nice. I'm going to be making for you plantain pottage. We call it ubobok ukom.
Lovely.
The Effiks call it iwuk ukom. It's the same thing. So why am I cooking this? I'm cooking it because it used to be one of the meals we used to cook a lot in my home because my late dad was managing diabetes at the time, and it was one of the meals that he had to be taking. As a matter of fact, we used to cook it almost every other day. It's simple, it's nutritious, and it's quick to make. So I'm going to be making ubobok ukom.
So we're talking about healthy food.
Yes.
Because when you're talking about leaves and plantain, that's all very, very healthy.
Yes, and common in their meals.
Yes, fantastic. So I'm very excited to now go into the kitchen with you and watch you at work.
Okay.
And please feel free to ask me to do anything that you'd like to assist.
That's okay. Let's do it.
I'm your student today. So we'll see you in the kitchen. In the kitchen, preps are underway, and our main ingredients are not strangers to traditional cooking, but it's the methodology which makes it distinct to this region. The leaves we'll be using today are 1, ugu, and 2, scent leaf. Ugu, or pumpkin leaf, is antioxidant and anti-diabetic, hormone balancing, and fuels the blood. Scent leaf improves heart function, lowers blood sugar, is antifungal, and even repels mosquitoes. Fancy that. So, in preparing these leaves, you don't use the stalks, I notice. A little bit of it.
Just a little bit. But, some people prefer to keep more of the stalk. I prefer not to have the long stalk in it, so that when I'm slicing the vegetables, I'm getting more of the leafy part.
Right, but does the stalk have any flavor or nutritional value, do you think?
I think the excuse people give is that you get more nutrition from since it's part of the vegetable anyway, so you get more nutrition from it. But this is how
it's not easy to digest.
I guess not, but I just prefer to not have the stalk, because when you cut it up, you'll be seeing a lot of it.
And aesthetically, you want to just see the leaf.
Yes.
Got it. So you're giving them a little bit of a scrub.
Yes, to get rid of the sand.
So, this is the fish with the big head. Just have to lift this up and have a look at it. My goodness. Wow. And there you can see the beautiful flesh inside. Yes. So show us how to wash this properly.
Okay, so we wet the fish a bit, and then we use salt to get rid of dirt and sand
and things like that.
Yes.
So it's sort of an abrasion
that
you're
applying to it.
And it doesn't add any saltiness to the actual
No,
fish.
no. When you rinse it off, it goes.
Okay, so rinsing.
Yes.
And opening up.
Yes. So you also allow the water to just run through the fish.
My dad would use this on drink Gary.
You know,
steam it a bit, salt it a little bit, and then Gary.
It's really nice. So we keep our head just for the flavor.
And there we have a beautiful bowl of prepared fish. Fantastic. This beautifully fleshy male goat meat is said to be more tender and will be seasoned and fried as our side protein today. Okay, so some onion.
Yes, to season the goat meat, so that while the meat is cooking, we get on to the preparation for
the plantains.
Yes.
Okay. So, natural taste is what I hear is really important in food from this region.
Yes.
And not really adding too many other seasonings to it.
No.
Because when you think of things like the crayfish, I mean, that's big, bold flavor, isn't it, right there?
That's correct. That's correct. So you are not going to see curries and thymes in this meal. We are going
like
with
that.
the natural flavors.
Like,
And
for instance, this.
yes, we're going to use that. That is the orange pepper, the dried orange pepper. It's also known as Cameroon pepper.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I love the taste of goat. I like that sort of, it's almost gamey, but not. It's just pungent, I think is the word. The goat meat is left to steam with a quarter of a pot full of water.
Okay, Sonia, so let's move on to the plantains. We want to wash the plantains.
Right.
Wash them with the skin.
So this yellow one.
Ooh, good, you asked that. Now, for me, it's not necessarily what obtains, but for me, I tend to like just a tinge of sweetness in the porridge.
There you go.
Most people, plantain porridge is supposed to be savory, it's not supposed to be sweet. But I introduced just one partially ripe to it, to the mix, so it makes it just a little sweet and interesting.
Nice. So there is a little bit of an augmentation on a recipe in a way.
That's correct.
Your little twist.
That's my little twist to it, and that's when people say, that's how I like it.
That's the defense.
Yes. Okay, so I'll just rinse the plantains after slicing it,
And then you're going to chop them
and
up.
then I'm going to chop them up. We do this just a little
On each one.
on each one, and what we are trying to do is to thicken the plantains when it is being cooked.
Good. So that's sort of the porridgey,
Exactly.
part.
Yes, exactly.
Gotcha.
This is the way we cut it. I grew up seeing it done like this. And somehow I'm thinking that maybe it adds to the porridgey nature.
Of course. Okay.
So that's how we chop it.
Very interesting indeed.
The plantain is barely covered with water to cook, and it's vegetable cutting time.
So we're going to cut the vegetables now.
Right. Now, I have seen some techniques with cutting of this particular leaf.
Yes, yes.
Where it's scrunched up and really
Cut finely.
into like a chiffonade.
Yes.
And that's essential for things like edika and ko here.
Absolutely. You need it because if the leaf texture is not right, your soup is not going to have the right texture as well. So it's an important step.
Same for the scent leaf, with its anise taste and fresh lift. And both leaves are ready. For some aesthetics, onions are sliced for incorporation near the end, as well as some red pepper, so it can all stand out in our finished presentation. Remember the now steamed goat meat? It's getting a lovely fry to make it crispy.
Okay, so our plantain is soft, so we are going to add our ingredients now.
Okay.
So
The famous
the
crayfish.
crayfish goes in first.
Followed by some seasoning cubes.
Pepper.
Pepper. Go on.
It's too spicy.
All of it. We love that. I love hot.
And now the delicious fish. and the goat meat stock.
Palm oil.
Palm oil.
Beautiful. And the color changes.
Yeah.
We're a regular team.
Fantastic one.
Here we go. And that soft consistency is lovely. Porridgey feel to it is lovely. Can I have a feel of how that feels to
and I
just
will lower my heat
oh
a little
yeah, just look at that. Just look at that.
Our result, just salivacious. And definitely picture worthy. And taste worthy.
So Sonia, time to taste Iwuk Ukom.
I am more than ready. I can tell you that. It looks incredible. I love the process and everything about it. So are you going to do the honors?
I think you should go ahead.
I should do the honors.
ahead,
Can I
yeah.
serve you?
Oh, well, that would be nice to be served for a change.
Okay. Look at that. And you see the lovely speckle of the red pepper there and the beautiful onions, plantain. There you go.
Thank you.
And let me not forget myself. Lovely. Aha. Beautiful. Now we must not forget the goat.
Very important.
Very, very important. Shall I slide one over?
Yes.
Okay. There we go.
Thank you.
And I'm going to slide one over here too. Plop that on my plate. Lovely. Okay. Let's just slide this over as well. Shall we?
Yes, please.
Okay.
What do you think?
I'm speechless. Oh my goodness. This is amazing. The porridgey taste. It's hot and I love that. There's enough vegetable in it. It's sweet because
And
of that
savory.
addition. What about you?
A tinge of sweetness, but largely savory as it should be. I think this is good.
It's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
It's flavor. Well done.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank you, ID, so much for having me here today. It has been more than a pleasure. It's been an education, don't you think? We have had an amazing time. I'm so invigorated by that.
Thank you so much. Thank
And
you,
it's time
Sonia.
for us to say goodbye from Food Journey.
Thank you.
We've got a lot of eating to do, so we'll see you next time. Bye.
Food Journey has a new Instagram. It's FOODJERNY @Food Journey. So if you were following us before, please come and follow us here now.